Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Crusade Journals. I'm Stephen Farlander, and this is my story. You're beautiful. That's weird. The purpose of this journal and this channel is I have a lot of things on my chest I need to get out. A lot of old stuff that needs to get out to be replaced with new. First episode was raw, it was real, and it caught a few people by surprise. Those that commented on our Facebook, thank you, and yeah, I did not see it in me either. Who would think that someone like me would have suicidal thoughts, or even maybe act out on them and commit it? I mean, I wouldn't do that, but I had those thoughts, so where'd that come from? But those were good comments. I had some conversations later with some people, and they didn't even know, and they were kind of concerned. Concern is good, because suicide is real. It sucks, and I mean, it's a serious issue. Just got a link today my wife sent me about the Army, Air Force, not Army, the Air Force that's doing what I would call a mandatory stand down to do suicide awareness, which is good. I'm sure all the military does it because, of course, like I said, when I said Army instead of Air Force, the Army did it. I remember some classes when I was active duty that did stand-outs to talk about suicide, sexual harassment, equal opportunity, feelings, because feelings are real. I have them, we all have them. Some of them just don't express it, which leads down a path of holding it in and then getting thoughts in your silly head that say silly, stupid, dumb things. So, suicide is real. The concern is there are people out there that have committed or acted on those with the intent to commit suicide, that their friends, family might be like, I never knew you were going through that. Well, it's a mask. It's a facade. They don't want to burden you with their thoughts, their feelings. Maybe something's happened in their life. I mean, it's a personal choice. You know, there's fear, there's regrets, there's things that's happened in their life that they're ashamed to admit. Maybe it be they've been raped, committed adultery, they have an alcohol problem. I'd go with addictions. And when you get rid of addictions and withdrawal symptoms come in and you don't want to face it and you just want to end it. But the good news is there are signs. I'm not here to teach or educate. I'm just here to shed light on suicide. It's real. I know I'm not going to do it. What I wanted to do in that first video, which I totally forgot about, was to share in the end how grateful I was. Because that in the end of the day was my saving grace. You know, I was going to say there's two things, but there's multiple things. Okay, yes, I have an addiction. I have multiple addictions. But we're just going to address this video game addiction for this video. It's plagued me most of my life, and it was a personal choice that I really got my brain wrapped around. Some brain issue, and it didn't happen because of my family. I mean, I didn't really dive into it until I was on my own, because I couldn't people. I was very awkward. And I'm feeling pretty awkward now. but I'm used to it. That's normal for me. But what is normal? So many questions and so many answers. Anyway, back to the train of thought. So I'm getting rid of these addictions, and you know, I really didn't know I was really addicted to it. And I wanted to say this, sorry, side note, there's a lot of rabbit holes I'm gonna go through on this video. Sorry, not sorry. But I didn't really know I was addicted to video games until, one, I met my wife, and two, I came to Christ. Wanted to say that for another video to really dive into my faith, but here I am, here it is, so let's go at it. There's a lot. So, met my wife, we really hit it off, and man, I knew right when I first met her that this was a chick I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I'm going to marry her. Dated for 6 months, got engaged. 6 months later, got married. I think it was 6 months. Anyway, she's right there. And I mean, during that time, we started going to church. Started feeling this pressure of, you know, a weight, and heard a voice call my name, and there'll be a video that I'll really dive into that. Point being, I got saved, I got baptized, and I really wanted to follow Christ. Because man, when I first really dove into knowing Jesus Christ and what he did for me, I mean, I'm going to follow this guy to the end because he's perfect. No one's perfect except for him. More to that later. Anyway, so when you're baptized in Christ, the old has died and the new is born. So you're basically reborn in Christ. The old made new. So the old must die so the new can grow. And my old self was the addict who was addicted to video games, the selfish, the hermit, the distractions, the non-expressive of feelings, I mean, the list can go on. I mean, I'm still working on the whole being perky and showing my passion because I know what's in here. I just don't know how to express it because I've crammed it in for so many years in my addictions. So, where am I going at? So, I was given a vision, and this image in my head was me talking. Like, it's always been a desire for me to be a leader, be an inspirational, motivational speaker, and man, to do all that, I had a lot of work that needed to be done, a lot of things that had to be given up, a lot of life choices that needed to change, lifestyles that needed to change, and a lot of sacrifice, a lot of surrender. And it's not easy. And I kind of tiptoed around that for a long time until recently within a job. With one of the jobs I had me go long distance for my family. And that was an opportunity for me to really dive into the books that I was reading to help me grow, that I knew was a call for me to just heal, be transformed, and really renew my mind, renew my thinking. Because I've got a lot of mental games going on. It sucks. Squirrels everywhere, man. And that fell off. I fell off the bandwagon on that. Came back, had some issues, went back to some video games that I did get rid of. And it's just been a rinse and repeat process. So finally, in the marriage, kind of talked about it. We went through counseling about it. We're still going through marriage counseling about it. I'm going through my own counseling about life. thanks video games, and have some checks and balances in place so I don't act out on these things. Hence, July happened. July had those thoughts, crazy. Man, it was nuts. So, for the people in the first video, I'm going to say this. Thanks for your concern. I'm sorry I didn't know. I didn't know. But that was the old me. And it was scary. So what am I grateful for? I'm grateful to be born in Christ, who knows my name. I'm thankful for all the change that He's blessed me with, the path that He's set me on. As difficult as it may be, it's going to stretch my faith. I'm thankful for a wife who's been supportive, even when times get really tough. Even when I leave for a couple days. Because I'm just so wrapped up in the mess that I'm in. Even through the mistakes. The horrible mistakes that I've made. She's been there. God's been there. And He's always going to be there. From the beginning to the end. I'm thankful for a family. A wonderful child, daughter, and another daughter on the way. And God, I know one day You're going to give me a son. And I just know that time's not now, because I've got a lot of work to do. There's another point that I want to make though. Couple. Sorry. My wife's arms might be getting tired. But to those that are feeling hopeless, feeling lost, so lost in their own corruption that they find themselves in, whether it be through an action that they've committed, something that's happened in their past, their marriage, whatever. You're not alone. And I know in that time, like the darkest time, because I've been there. And yes, I've never acted on it, but you are not alone. Suicide's a real deal. And that's not who you are. Suicide's not who I am. I have a purpose. You have a purpose. We were all created for something good, something great. It's just, like for me, I'm hurting because I'm trying to find my new identity. Because mine's being ripped away. My old identity is being just, it's like someone's reaching in to my soul and just ripping out all the old things that I went to plant good things, that the true purposes, the true meaning, the true why you're here. So why am I here? Why is the Crusade Journals here? To not just share my story, but in hopes that that story that I have to share can relate, because voices do need to be heard. Don't remain silent. Because you're special. I'm special. Everyone's special. You were made for a grand design. And as my mother would say when I was a little kid, you were made to do something great. Because you are great. Thanks everyone for watching, and feel free to like and subscribe and share.